everyone, my name is Katie. I'm from Glaze Paint. If you don't know what we are downtown on Washington Street. We are an art studio and we're open to the public for you to just stop in and create. But today we are at the Manitowoc Public Library. Half of this will be virtual, so there are people at home painting along with us as well as some people in the library today. So if you see me looking this way, that's where the camera is, but I'll be looking kind of all over the place. So today we're going to be making our watermelon canvas. So for everybody at home, you picked up a kit. It included a canvas, some paints, some brushes, as well as a handout that goes step by step through making this canvas. Although today I'm going to go step by step through this as well for everybody here and at home following along. So before we start, you can't see in here, but I did put tablecloths on the tables. I do recommend doing that at home too, or newspapers or paper, anything down, just because this can stain some surfaces. And do wear paint clothes, or just be very careful not to get it on your clothes, just because it may stain. It will wash off your skin though, so it's okay if you get any on your hands or anything too. And it shouldn't be getting too messy, but just in case, be a little careful. So if you are painting here, we have 5 different colors and 3 different brushes. At home you have some different brushes, but always use whichever brush makes the most sense for you, whichever one you want to use and is most comfortable. Now this is acrylic paint, so again it will wash off your skin, may stain clothes, so just be a little careful. I do have a cup of water here as well. Between each step we can rinse the brushes in water, and that way we can use the same brush if you want to. So, first things first, we're going to use the light blue paint, the teal paint. And it's up to you at home if you'd like to use a pencil to sketch anything first, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to go right into the paint. So the first step I'm going to do is we're going to make a curved line just to outline our watermelon here. So I'm going to start a few inches from the top. And it just has to be a rough line. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a sketch line here. And we go from the top there and make a curved line all the way down to the bottom corner. Just like that. And then once we have our line, then we paint everything above it, including the edges, with the light blue. Now with this kind of paint, it will dry pretty fast. But if you would like to at home, if you want to use like a hair dryer to speed up drying, you definitely can, but you don't have to usually because it does dry so fast. Usually I like to keep my brush strokes going all in the same direction, but again, it's up to you and it's your painting. So however you want your painting to look, that's up to you. Sometimes I even like to do a couple coats of paint because that way you don't see the brush strokes as much. And again, you can paint the top and the edges as well. Usually I like to do the top and edges because then it looks more finished if you put it on your wall or if you display it somewhere. And everybody's might be a little different, and that's okay because that's what painting is. This is your painting. So if you wanted to do something different than I'm doing, that's okay too. I'm just going to straighten up that edge that I painted before. And usually when covering a big space, you like quite a bit of paint on your brush. And you should have plenty of paint at home in the kits to do this step. Or if you have acrylic paints or any kind of paint at home and you wanted to add a different color, you could do that too. You don't have to just use our paints if you don't want to. So when you are done with that step, if you did want to wash this brush out, you can. Otherwise, you can always use a different brush too. But if you're washing the brush in water, just make sure to dry it really well with a paper towel before using it again. Otherwise, it can get kind of watery. Do this edge here. So if you're painting the edges, remember there are 3 edges to paint the top, this side, and then I almost forgot about this little part of the side here. So if you want to paint the edges, you can, but again, it's your painting, so you don't have to if you don't want to. We'll wait 1 more minute for everybody to finish their blue, but again, take your time. We can always come back and do it too while we're working on other steps. But next we will be using, I like to use another bigger brush, and we'll be doing the pink part of the watermelon, the reddish pink. So again, if you're using the same brush, make sure it's really dried before we start the next step, because otherwise it gets a little watery. But we will be doing the pink next, the red pink. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another curved line. We're going to follow the line that we made before, but we want to leave about 1 inch of white, just so we can paint our green in the next step, okay? So we're going to leave a little bit of space, and we're going to follow that curved line. And again, it doesn't have to be a perfect line. This is just going to be our guide. Leaving a little bit of space, about 1 inch. Just like that. And then we're going to paint that entire part below there. That's going to be the reddish pink. And then remember, you can also do the bottom and the side as well. Your canvas of the blue should dry pretty fast, so you can always tip it upside down right away and paint those edges too. And again, I like to always kind of keep my brush strokes going in the same direction. But it's up to you because it's your painting. And it's all about having fun, especially with this fun summer watermelon. You can always do a couple coats if you want to. Usually you see less of your brush strokes if you do a couple coats. Every watermelon slice is different too, so everybody's is going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. Everyone's doing such a good job. So when you're finished with doing the dark pink and the blue, I do recommend if you're at home just letting it sit for a couple minutes so it can dry, or you can use a hair dryer to dry it. If you're here at the library, once you're finished with that step, we do have a hair dryer over there that you can dry it before we do the next step, because we'll be doing the greens and then the seeds next. So you can just let it air dry if you'd like to. Otherwise, if you want to use the hair dryer over on that side to just quick dry it, you can do that too. We have one set up right over there. All the way. Which is pretty nice. mostly dry. Just a couple more minutes and then we'll move on to the next step, which will be with the green paints. But again, we'll wait just a couple minutes for everybody to catch up and have it dry just a little bit. So I'm going to go on and move to the green step now. But take your time. If you're not finished with other steps, that's okay. There'll be plenty of time to finish them. So if you're here at the library, you have 3 brushes. I'm going to use the medium-sized brush. If you're at home, whatever brush works the best for you, that's good too. So we're going to be doing the green stripes, or the rind of the watermelon. So we're going to use both the greens, light green and dark green. First, I like to start with the dark green, but you can do either one first. Now the dark green is going to be on the outside, so the closest to the blue. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make one line. Doesn't have to be perfect of a line, just right up against the blue, about halfway covering the white space. We're going to follow that blue all the way to the bottom corner. So again, it's covering about half of the white space here. You can always go over it a second time if you'd like to. Now, whichever green you did first, you don't have to wash out your brush or anything in between. I like to go right into the other green because this kind of helps it blend together. Now, it's okay if you want to rinse out your brush, you definitely can. But I like to just go right into the other green and then fill the rest of that white space. So I'm doing the light green now. And again, I didn't rinse the brush only because it kind of helps it blend with the other green. And you're going to be right up against the pink this time if you're doing light green. So just covering the rest of that white space between the pink and the blue. We're filling it in with the greens. again, remember if you want to do a couple layers, you can definitely do that. So then we shouldn't have any white space left on the front of our canvas after we do the greens. But remember to take your time. Everybody here is doing a good job. I hope everybody at home is having fun too. And remember, you can do the edges with the green as well if you want to. I forgot to do my edges with the green, so I'm going to do that right now. Go. So take your time doing the greens, but then the next step, I'm going to use the smallest brush that we have. We're going to do those little tiny seeds. Now you can do as many seeds as you want, completely up to you, because every watermelon has a different amount of seeds, but I like to just do whichever direction. They're just going to be little tiny raindrop shapes. You can really make them as big as you would like, as small as you would like. You can have some different sizes. Completely up to you. And also with this black paint, if you wanted to write something maybe up in the blue area, you could do that too. I think on mine I'm going to write something on here. I think maybe I'll put happy summer. Or if you want to put a different message, or if you want to leave it blank, completely up to you because it's your painting. I'm going to put happy summer on mine. And this is the step where you can really add whatever you would like. And if you need to make any final touches or anything, this is the last painting step we have here. And just be careful if you're writing something up in the blue part. Remember, the green is a little wet because we just painted that part. Something different. If you just want to leave it blue, you can. I left that one just the blue. Up to you. Painting's all about having fun and relaxing a little bit. Remember, you can add as many of the seeds as you want to. Now take your time doing your seeds, and if you want to write something up top, but then when you're all finished, don't forget if you want to sign it, you could always sign it on the bottom corner, you can sign it on the side or on the back. You can also put the year or the date that you painted it. That way maybe you'll remember someday when you find it put up somewhere, you'll remember when you made it. Completely up to you, or maybe you want to give it as a gift, then they'll know that it's from you. But that's the very last step, is to put your name on it. And really you can sign it in any color you want. It doesn't have to be black. You could put it in one of the other colors if you wanted to. I'm just going to add, I think, a few more of the seeds here. There we go. I think I'm done adding my seeds. So that is how we make our step-by-step watermelon canvas. Make sure to pay attention to the library's Facebook page, as we'll be back again next month. We'll be doing some more fun art projects, as well as kids classes as well. So if you're here, take your time, finish up your painting, and then when you're finished, just put your brushes in the water. Otherwise, we'll see everybody next time. And also